What is going on, guys? DBG here. In this video we are going to be doing another tier list, and this is going to be the power forwards tier list in NBA 2K20 MyTEAM. So lads, this tier list is going to be, in my opinion, the best power forwards, and a lot of these guys are probably going to be better at small forwards, some of them at center, but again, I'm going to be ranking them just in general, regardless of what position they're best to be played at. So lads, I don't know why I keep having to say this in videos. This is my opinion. You're allowed to have a different opinion. If you don't agree with this, that is perfectly fine. This is my opinion based on how I play the game and based on how successful I am with cards. Just like with certain things, some people love base 98, some people hate it, just like last year, some people hated base 11. There are certain things in the game that I will like that you guys won't, and there are certain things in the game that I will dislike and you will like. I can't believe I'm having to say this at the start of every one of my videos, but this is my opinion, lads. Okay, so now let's get on to the list. So, first up is Paul Silas, and Paul Silas, 6'7" wing, but he's literally like mini Paul George. Paul Silas has got Paul George base, he's got really nice handles, he's got basically perfect defensive stats. He's an elite wing. Like, he is definitely one of the top 50 cards in my team, no question about it. One of the top cards in the game, and definitely one of the most underrated cards, especially because not even that people think he's bad, it's that he came out in a batch of cards where there was no big names, so people really, not even underrated him, just didn't even consider this card to be someone that they'd even look at. So Paul Silas, the fact that he was around the 40k MT mark, trust me, he's a beast. He is a beast, lads. Then we got Larry Nance. I've never used Larry Nance. Gonna say this right now, I've never used this card. So, from my experience with Diamond Larry Nance, he had a pretty nice release. His Larry Nance got pretty nice badges. The big thing is, though, is that he is a 6'10" wing. So, just based on how I think he probably is going to play, again, he's a 6'10" guy that can play a small forward position and also got almost perfect defense stats. I'm going to put him in A tier, but potential to move him down or up. But that's kind of just my prediction. I've never used this card, and I know for a fact he's not going to be C or D tier because he's got nice animations on that diamond. Then we have got Spencer Haywood. So, I kind of like Spencer Haywood, and I kind of don't like him. So I'm going to put him in C tier, basically because, like, you guys might be saying it's a nitpick not having range extender, but, like, it's literally, it's May. If you don't have a card with range extender, there's no real point because everyone has range extender. Like, literally, like, there's 95% of cards with range extender. Heck, even the budget players have got range extender in this game. So, yeah, Spencer Haywood definitely going in to this squad right here, or going to C tier right here. He's a really good defensive player. He actually's got good animations. He goes to the basket well. He dunks well. The problem is because he's got no range, you can give him that little bit of space. Also, his shot off dribble is not good. He's got the Tyreek Evans upper, but you know what? He's actually got a really fast release off the catch. But it is a kind of awkward release, especially because when I use him, I shoot without the meter, and I'm a lot more comfortable with the meter on. He's alright. Like, he's alright. He's usable, but he's not great. Then we have got Kyle Kuzma. And Kyle Kuzma's alright. Like, I'm not a fan of Kuzma's release. I've been even using Kuzma in play now with the Lakers, trying to get it down without quick draw. I just can't get it down. I cannot get Kyle Kuzma's release down. Yeah, there's definitely some people that are going to have a lot of success with Kuzma. I don't think he's a bad card. I think he's not great value, but he's average. He's alright. Then we have got Elvin Hayes. So, Elvin Hayes, he's going into C tier. So Elvin Hayes is very similar to Haywood, except he doesn't quite move as fluidly. But at the same time, he's he's bigger build, and he dunks the ball better and plays better in the post. So a kind of similar card, not quite the defensive player that Spencer Haywood is, not quite as quick, but not terrible. Again, like, anything C tier and above is pretty good. Then we've got Kevin Garnett, and I'm going to put Kevin Garnett in A tier, and I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of lot more success with Kevin Garnett than I do. I think he's decent. I think he is definitely decent, and I may or may not have forgot him in my top 100 list, but release is slow. Release is definitely slow. I think it's just, like, if he's wide open in the corner, he's money, but I just don't know. I think he's fine as like a cone. He's fine to kind of sit there, and is definitely one of the better small power forwards in the game. I might change this up to S tier, but for now I'm going to put him in A because Blake Griffin's going to S tier. Blake is really nice. So Blake has got really good animations. He's basically the Kevin Love card that was released today, except he's got he can dribble the ball. He's basically a Kevin Love that can dribble. Kevin Love's not a terrible shooter. To be honest, I put Kevin Love in B tier. I don't think his card is updated on 2K Central yet, so I don't think he's here. But Kevin Love, B tier. Kristaps Porzingis, another card. There is something about Kristaps. I don't know if it's his animations, if it's his player build is slow, but this card should be one of the best cards in the game. Like, he should move, especially when you put a shoe with coaches, with floor general, he should move very similar to someone like a Bull. But he doesn't. But he just doesn't. And that's the only way I can describe it. Like, a card that I think as a pick and pop jump shooter, he may be the best in the game. But to do more than that, he's not great. But at the same time, he is 7'3", he's got length, he can switch, he can guard in the perimeter. He's actually a really nice card. So I can't not put him in S tier, even though there are certain things that I wish he did better. That Nissel's terrible. That Nissel's just straight terrible. He's going down there in D tier. Brandon Ingram going in here in B tier. I like Brandon Ingram. I really do like Brandon Ingram. So he's got nice animations, a good handle. Again, I don't know why I'm saying it's been 4 months. I don't know why I'm still talking about the behind the back, but Brandon Ingram's, especially his other pink diamond, was glitchy when the behind the back was still in the game. Handle's pretty good, but I still don't think he's as good as this dude right here, Siakam, who's going into A tier. So I like Siakam. Definitely someone that you could argue going up a tier as well. But Siakam has got really good length at the power forward position, gets in lanes quite well, and shoots the lights out when he's open. He is not going to be a guy that you can run your offense through, but he's going to be a pretty nice cone. And honestly, for that role, you could argue he's similar standard to Kevin Garnett. He's got good length and gets in lanes. And Timmy D. I'm sorry. Timmy D's going to be tier. Yeah, he's an opal. Yeah, he's 750 tokens. And yeah, a bunch of people that locked in hours and hours worth of playtime to get this card are going to swear by him. But he's just not that good, is he? Like, he can't shoot from deep. He's got a terrible release. Yeah, he's a really good ball handling power forward, but so is Blake Griffin, so is Larry Nance, so is Kuzma, so is Ingram. He can play at the center as well, but there's a lot of good ball handling centers now. He was actually pretty decent for his time. Just like Zach LaVine was good for his time. The two of those guys for their time were very good, but as we've gotten more and more overpowered cards, these cards have been completely outclassed, and that's why in Token Wars, Josh Smith has reigned supreme as the best of them. Then we've got Brian Scalabrine. So Scalabrine, I really like Brian Scalabrine, but I know some people hate him. So I'm putting him in A tier. He definitely isn't S tier. A lot of people would have him down in B tier. I like his release a lot more than most people like his release. I do really like Brian Scalabrine. I think he does everything a little bit well. He handles, he shoots, he can defend. I think he's a really good guy. And Dirk. Dirk going C tier. I really don't like Dirk. I think he's a liability in a lot of situations. I think his release, even though he can shoot the three, his release is terrible. Again, I know there are people that swear by Dirk. And I've been cooked by Dirk. I haven't been cooked as much by Dirk this year as I was last year. Last year I was getting cooked a lot by Dirk. And I know there are definitely people that have success with him, but for me, I have never once played a good game with Dirk Nowitzki in my squad. I'm not a fan of this card, but at the same time, like, fully understandable if you have him higher. Then we've got Larry Bird. So Larry Bird, why am I putting him down towards B tier? It's a question between S or A tier. He's going S tier. Even though he's going S tier. No way can I afford to put him lower than that. He's going S tier. A really, really great card. For me, sometimes I would take Paul Silas over him, but again, so many people have success with Larry Bird that I can't not put him in this tier. Then we have got Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala is going C tier, but he's not bad. The reason he's going C tier is that there are so many better small forwards you can get for his price, if not cheaper. And also, he literally can't play the power forward position. He's 6 foot he's 7 foot or 6'6". I don't know why I said 7 foot. Here we got Giannis. Giannis is going B tier. Giannis is good. He's good and all. But he's still glitchy going to the basket. He can't shoot from deep. And that is a problem. If you can't shoot from deep, that's what you're saying. If you can't shoot from deep, you're in B tier. Straight up. If you can't shoot from deep, you're not going any higher than this tier. I like Giannis. I think he's a fairly good card. But he's not higher than this. For my playstyle especially, you need to be able to shoot from deep. And Giannis can't do it. So, again, you might have Giannis higher, especially if you're a rim runner. But for me, Giannis is going into B tier. Then we got Then we got Kawhi. Kawhi's going in S tier. I'm going to explain why now. Kawhi may not be a good power forward. However, the small forward position, Kawhi gets in lanes Kawhi shoots the lights out. He's got a great release, and he may be the best defensive player. Him and MJ have triggered the best defensive animations in the game. So the two of those guys are legit. Like, those two guys are really, really good players. And for that reason, like, yeah, he's not a great power forward, but I just think even value-wise, he's not the greatest, but I think he's just unbelievable. I think Paul George might be the best power forward, might be the best small forward in the game. And you might call me crazy, but there's an argument to be made that Paul George is the best small forward in the game. If you're a big fan of the Paul George release, I know some people don't, you can make that argument. And I'm telling you right now, when the two-guard Paul George comes out, he will be giving Glenn Rice a run for his money in a lot of teams. He will be giving T-Mac a run for his money. But Paul George, an elite shooter, elite slasher, an elite defender, just an unbelievable player at small forward. I wouldn't play him at power forward, though. Anthony Davis is obviously S tier. Arguably the best card in the game. So Anthony Davis does everything that all these cards do, except he's a 6'10 power forward that can play center and handle, and he just does everything well. There's nothing bad about this card. And he is definitely, like, Davis is definitely in the conversation for the best overall card in the game. Then we got Pau Gasol. I've used his opal a few times. I don't like his opal. I've used it. Not a big fan. B tier. He's good. Like, he's good in the post. He shoots the ball well. But, like, to be fair, every single card in B tier is good. I don't think he's exceptional, and I wouldn't really ever decide to use him on a team. Like, sometimes I would actually go out of my way to use some of these. Maybe Larry Nance going down a tier, because I haven't used them. But again, I'm putting him there based on what I think he might be. Then we have got Gerald Wallace. Gerald Wallace, I like Wallace, I really do, but I can't put him any higher than B tier. However, if you guys like Gerald Wallace's release, you're going to love Dennis Scott. You're going to absolutely love the Dennis Scott card. Dennis Scott, it's like Gerald Wallace base with a better upper and 6'8", an inch taller, and can play it too. So you're going to love that Dennis Scott card. Gerald Wallace can't play power forward, but that small forward is really good, especially for budget squads. Then Billy Cunningham, even his Galaxy Opal is only okay. He's too small to play at the power forward position at 6'6". He's got a good shot. He can handle the ball a little bit. Got the Marvin Bagley, the jumper. So, like, I do like the card. I do definitely like the card. But again, do I like him enough that I would use him in my God squad? No. Danilo Gallinari, I'm a big fan of Danilo Gallinari. Danilo Gallinari, not the greatest defensive card, but he's 6'10", so he's got length and he plays the lanes well. As well as that, he's got a money jump shot off the catch or off the dribble. So he is, again, one of those kind of underrated cards that you can be very, very effective. Now, we are on to the ones where people are going to kill me. Robert Covington, A or S tier. Rocco is going S tier, mainly because of how he can play at the small forward position. Rocco is 6'9". Not only that, he has a monster player build. He has almost max wingspan. His player build is big. He feels like he's about 7 foot tall. He is massive. And there's a reason why you see so many like high level comp players use guys like Rocco and use guys like Cam Reddish. These guys are elite players in this game. Trust me. Then Aaron Gordon. C tier. He's meh. He's okay. He's literally Sekou Doumbouya or his animations. He's okay. Then Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges is a worse Gerald Wallace. Again, not bad. Not bad at all. But he's going to C tier. Sekou Doumbouya. Doumbouya triggers some great animations. He's also got a huge player build. Yeah, he's only 6'9", which is the same height as Aaron Gordon, but feels way taller. Defensively, he can lock people up. He shoots the ball well off the catch, not the greatest shooter off the dribble, but I'm going to put him slightly higher, mainly because of value-wise over someone like Gordon, but no, he's a pretty good card. Then we got Jared Dudley. I'm going to put Jared Dudley in B tier, even though I did really like this card when I first used him. But he's just that little bit small. He's that little bit small, can't really play power forward position, and isn't the greatest shooter off the dribble. His release is a little bit inconsistent as well, but Dudley is a good card. Like, to be fair, anything, realistically, C tier and up, everyone except Dan Issel is a good card on this list. Everyone except Dan Issel is a good card. Then we got Rudy Tomjanovic, A tier. This is one of the more underrated cards in the game, if not one of the most underrated cards. Like, he's got the amateur something release, the amateur something upper, I think. It's the same release as someone like a George Mikan, but I'm telling you, it is so cash. A little bit weird to time with a hitch, but once you get used to it, it is cash. Would I use him for anything more than just being a 3-and-D cone? Not really. I just use him as a 3-and-D player, but his player build is big. He feels a lot bigger than 6'8", and he can definitely hold his own at power forward or small forward. Thurl, Initially, I would have had Thurl in S, but I'm going to bring Thurl down to A. He's inconsistent. His jumper is very inconsistent. Some days he greens every shot, and other days he can't green to save his life. He's still a pretty solid defender. He still gives you a lot of length, especially at the small forward position. And I would still say he should be one of the first cards you get in terms of those historic sim cards. But Thurl's Thurl. He's a pretty good card, and he's just not unbelievably good. And putting Thurl over Kevin Garnett, I think would be blasphemy. I think that would be blasphemy because they play the same role and they're both inconsistent in different ways. They both do some things, but like apart from shooting, KG probably does everything better than Thurl. So I can't really justify that. And then I think I'd probably take Siakam over Thurl as well, to be honest, in a lot of situations. But I don't quite put them as high as these guys up in Esther. Then we got Jabari Parker. I like Jabari Parker. I really do. I do like Jabari Parker. And funnily enough, we've then got worse Jabari Parker and Rui Hachimura. So Rui Hachimura and Jabari Parker both have Carmelo Anthony release. The thing with Carmelo Anthony release is that it is inconsistent as hell. Like, people complain about Melo being inconsistent. Imagine, now let's talk about the Melo clones that are these guys right here. It is inconsistent as hell, and you know what? I think that it gets more consistent the faster it is. So Jabari Parker with Hall of Fame quick draw is a lot more consistent than Hachimura with Go quick draw. Both of them are good cards, don't get me wrong. Hachimura is the better defender, but I'm going to put Parker ahead of him. Then we've got Jonathan Isaac. He's Giannis with a better release, but I'm going to put him in B tier as well. I really do like Jonathan Isaac, and I'm telling you, if this was 2K19 and you could put badges on cards, if this was 2K19 and you could give Jonathan Isaac range extender and you could play him a point guard, he would be A tier at worst, or maybe S tier. This would probably be my starting point guard just for 2K19 style where you can add badges and put people in 9 positions. Isaac, his key badges away from being unbelievable. If he had the key badges, he'd be a god. And I'm telling you right now, if they give us another version of Jonathan Isaac later in the year, especially if they make him 6'11 like his Emerald and they give him range and stuff, it's GG's. Danny Manning is going into A tier. I really like Danny Manning. I know people don't. I think his release is money. He's 6'10", so he's got a lot of length and an unbelievable post game. Also, he's got a huge player building game. A player that I like more than a lot of people, but again, this is my opinion. Ben Simmons, D tier. Can't shoot. You literally just leave him wide open. Fantastic, but you just leave him wide open. Like, if you're playing with Ben Simmons against a dude who doesn't know how to play the game, you're going to be fine. Or if you're playing, like, or if we go into a time machine and go back to February when Ben Simmons came out, he could be pretty good, but nah. He's okay in TTO because he can just run by people, but he's not as good as any of these cards. Rudy, A tier, really good card. Really good card. He doesn't do anything wrong, shoots the lights out. He does everything well. Got a big player building game, a really nice card. And then we got Paul Pierce going C tier. Paul Pierce would be probably 1 tier higher, except for the fact he is steady and he can't shoot from the corners. So he's one of those jumpers where he steps in every time he goes to the corners. You cannot shoot corner threes with Paul Pierce. Also, having steady is a negative because if you're any good at the game, steady is a disaster, because steady makes you miss open shots more. However, he will hit contested a bit more. And we got Jeff Green, who I'm going to put... Yeah, he's better than Simmons. He's not as good as Giannis, but he's better than Simmons. I'm going to put Jeff Green here in C tier. Jeff Green's really nice. I think he's got good handles, good animations, dunks on everybody, a good defender, big player build. OG, I'm going to put him in C tier. Will I? Yeah. If he could play at the 2, I would have put him in. If he was a small forward / 2 guard rather than a power forward / small forward, I would have put him up a tier. But he's alright. He plays defense, he's 6D, he'll hit shots, he's okay. I just prefer Doumbouya because Doumbouya has that little bit more length. And I don't think he shoots as well as someone like Jabari, a Jarrell Wallace, or a Dudley. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the video. That is the Power 4 tier list. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.